kind of the wrapping up of our Total Wellness Program training or introduction, whatever you'd like to call it. We've done a few of these webinars in the series, and we're going to continue to do them starting over this coming Wednesday on April 14th. My partner and co-founder of the Safe Harbor Total Wellness Program, Mike Murray, will take his turn at the introduction meeting. It's always good to hear someone else's voice, so you're probably tired of hearing me over the last few weeks, twice a week, give you some updates. Mike is going to take it from here and kind of start over and go through the introduction all the way through to this part, which is what we'll focus on today, and that is implementation. So this is where the rubber hits the road. Open enrollment is complete. You've gone to every employee in the group and offered the Total Wellness Program, and they've either opted in or they've opted out. And then from there, what happens? Well, as quickly as possible, we want to get a hold of the payroll contact. So whether that's an internal person in a small company or a person, internal payroll contact, or it's Paychex or ADP or any of the payroll providers out there, we need to coordinate with the payroll company and payroll contacts to implement the payroll reimbursements and deductions that are associated with the Total Wellness Program. So the first thing I'm going to go over today is that call. We will coordinate this through our representative. So that's generally going to be the insurance broker or the representative that brought us in to the group. We're going to ask them to reach out to the payroll person or to the contact that owner if they do it themselves. Whoever's in charge of payroll, we need to get in contact with them as quick as possible so that we can implement this meeting. And this meeting is going to teach them how to put the Safe Harbor program into their payroll deductions and what that looks like. So I'm going to go to full screen mode here and share, go over this very quickly. Welcome. Obviously, what you're doing is introducing them to the Total Wellness Program that the group has put in place, and you're explaining to them how they're going to help you put this into their payroll ledger so that everything is accounted for properly and the deductions are starting to come out of the paychecks. So what do? We tell them what we are, and we show them a little bit about the program, what it's done for their customers so that there might be interest outside of this one client and working with Safe Harbor. Then we go into setting up the actual medical expense reimbursement program, which you all know is very important, as that is the reimbursements that end up making everyone's take-home pay the same when they do the qualified activities. So what we do here is we're going to put in 4 payroll items. 3 of them are for Safe Harbor Health. 1 of them is going to be for the representative that came in and offered Safe Harbor Health to the group, and in return also sold supplements or retirement or whatever benefits they sold. But that's usually what that 4th one is, listed there at the bottom as after-tax deduction for supplements. But the first 3 are what we focus on because that's what we handle, and those are directly related to the Total Wellness Program. So the first is a pre-tax deduction labeled SIMRP, which is the acronym for Self-Insured Medical Expense Reimbursement Program. So it's the premiums for the Total Wellness Program. If you show them on an employee's W-2, they would go in box 14 only under accident and health premiums. That is self-explanatory there. The second payroll item or payroll line item that they're going to put into each participant's check is a non-taxable medical reimbursement labeled Well 125, Well with 1 L, because we usually limit, companies are generally limited to the amount of characters and we want to make sure it fits. So we use Well 125, and this is the wellness created savings that was created by participating in the program. Remember, because they're using 213D eligible medical expenses, the reimbursements they receive in their paycheck are non-taxable. So this is important that these line items are put in correctly, or else the outcome on the checks won't be proper. And this is why this is probably the most important part of the entire process. And it comes down at the very end. And we just want to make sure we coordinate it early so that we can get rid of any bumps in the road before they even become a problem. Because if you're able to get this done, say the middle of the month, say right now would be a good time, the 12th of the month, You've submitted your open enrollment paperwork. You've got it back to Safe Harbor Health. We said, great, let's set up a welcome call. They'll be enrolled for May 1st. During these next few weeks, what we would do is reach out to their payroll contact, coordinate this meeting, go over this presentation with them, and then at the end, we would say, could you please run a mock payroll and compare the take-home pay before and after? And when you do it this way, there are no surprises. You know if there were any mistakes made, you identify those mistakes and you have them fixed, and then the employees didn't have that negative experience where a paycheck wasn't correct, because of course that would be the worst outcome. So we've gone over 2 of the 3 line items. The last is an after-tax deduction. This is the Safe Harbor service fee. So we call that well service. That is the monthly admin fee paid to Safe Harbor Health for all of the benefits that we provide through our portal. So you see online when they go to their unique URL, which will be, for instance, if it were Safe Harbor Health, it would be safeharbor.metakeeper.com would be our portal. You would go on there, you would access, and all those benefits you see on there, that's what you're paying us for. The compliance and the administration, the reimbursement tracking, all of that stuff is done by Safe Harbor Health on your behalf, and that is the after-tax deduction service fee. That is what's in it for us as a company. So these 3 items, the pre-tax deduction that puts the self-insured medical expense reimbursement program premiums in the Section 125 category because it's a qualified ERISA accident and health plan. 2 is the non-taxable medical reimbursements for usage of the qualified 213D eligible medical expenses. And then the 3rd one is the after-tax deduction for the Safe Harbor fee, the $75 a month the employee pays for access to the portal and all the savings that they have. Lastly, we also will coordinate if we're doing Colonial or Aflac or Combined or any of the other supplemental benefit companies out there, Transamerican, all the like. We can add those deductions in for you onto our spreadsheet and make it part of our payroll call. Some companies like that. Some companies still prefer to do it themselves. That's completely up to you. Again, we're here to complement your enrollment and to make things easier for you. We're not here to muddy the waters. So you use us for as much or as little as you need to. We just need to do a few things, this payroll implementation being one that is very important to make sure that everything is up and running as it should be. So they see the guaranteed savings to the employer, and that the employee sees at the end of the week they're participating in this program, yet their take-home pay is still what it was before they were participating. So we go through these items very carefully, and then we show them what it should look like on a check. So here is, again, we've used this in many ways, and there's a few different versions, so there's different boxes highlighting certain things. But on this one, what we're showing is there's a few charges here, the Well 125, the SIMRP. These amounts, because of our unique levelized reimbursement process, the negative should always match the positive on the large number. So if it's a negative 184.62, which is an individual premium weekly for our total wellness program, $800 per month total, then they would see $184 reimbursement because we're levelizing the reimbursements to keep their paycheck the same. So levelizing, it would make sense that the amounts would be the same to keep it equal. So that is part of the unique value proposition, what makes us different. And then you also see right in the middle, the well service there. This was a payroll company limited in characters, so they went with WLSERV for well service, but that 1731 is a number you will see on every weekly paycheck for a total wellness program member because that is the $75 a month broken down weekly. So what you see here is the 3 charges. You see them also purchasing, in this case, supplemental insurance for $30 a week. And their take-home pay is actually $3.63 higher because they used to have this Allstate policy, and now that Allstate policy they don't pay for. So that $480 eliminating and going into the supplement insurance actually increased their paycheck $3.63, which is pretty cool. So we show them that to make sure they understand what it should look like afterwards. And then the second part of this welcome call is really for the group itself. So this would be for the HR department or the owner or whoever brought you in that said yes originally, you want to go back and explain to them what to expect next. So as you all know, when members sign up for the Total Wellness Program now, they're given the company's unique website immediately so that they can enroll into the portal the day they sign up for the program. You're going to give them the access. They're going to be able to register on their phone or on their laptop or on their tablet or whatever device they have that connects to the internet. They're going to log in and create a username and password themselves, and it's going to prompt the health risk assessment immediately. So when we're going through this welcome call and we're saying Wellness Activity 1, the health risk assessment, this has actually already been in front of every member that registered for the portal when they signed up. So they should all, at this point, actually know that they have this to do, and many of them will actually already have it done. It's a 10 to 15-minute health assessment that helps customize your user experience and what content is featured for you on our portal. Obviously, doing things like putting your goals as a priority. If you want to lose weight, it'll show you that stuff. If you're a smoker and you'd like to quit smoking, it's going to focus on that. It's a little bit tailored to your needs, male and female, all of those things. So this is the first qualifying event in the one of 4 activities that a member must do per year. So it gets everybody off to a great start, because when they first sign up, they can do their first activity immediately and be up to date very, very quickly. So at the end of the quarter, we also will do a true up. The first quarter after you've enrolled, we're going to ask for another wage report or a census so that we can compare and make sure that if you have hourly employees, that everything is running as expected, that hours are as expected. There wasn't, if COVID taught us anything, it's that things can change quickly. And we want to make sure that your employees have the option to adjust things if they need to. If they, have a qualifying event and they need to disenroll from the program or enroll in the program, we want to make it available to them. But if for some reason somebody's hours decrease and they need to change their benefit election to get their paycheck to what it should be, we can help facilitate that through our agents as well. So we go through an end of the quarter true up with every customer to make sure it's up and running, and then we check in once per year after that. So a total of 2 check-ins per year to make sure that the program is up and running. We don't want to bother them, of course. We just want to make sure that the end results, the employer savings, the employee savings are there the way we told them they would be. So it ends again with a nice thank you and a welcome to the Total Wellness Program, but that is the presentation that you can put forth in front of a group that does their own payroll, or you can invite the group payroll contact and the group contact to this meeting and welcome the group, but also get the payroll implementation done. I do suggest doing it that way because really, if you do it this way, it puts the onus on the payroll company to run the payroll check and satisfy the customer's needs from there. It really takes you out of the loop as the representative saying, we've done everything we need to for this to work. Please just make sure it's working with your payroll company. It's a good way to end it for you and move on to the next enrollment. I just want to share with you one more thing here. The spreadsheet that will go along with this. So when we send it over to a group, we will also send them something that looks just like this. And what this is the individual employees' amounts for each of the 3 line items that we told you. So again, this would be for a group that gets paid weekly, and you would see a list of names down the side here. It could be Bob Smith, Jane Doe, whatever you want it to be. And next to each one will be the Section 125 eligible premium. Again, that should always match the reimbursement, so where the premium will be a negative, the non-taxable medical reimbursement amount, the well 125, in this case $259.62, which is our family plan weekly, they'll see that negative premium deduction offset by the well 125 reimbursement. And then again, the safe harbor fee, again, that repetitive $17.31, which is the $75 per month broken down weekly, and that's paid to safe harbor. What happens is the employees pay it through their paychecks for 6 pay periods, or in their case, 6 pay periods because it's weekly, and we bill out for 30 days service on that 6th week. So that is why Total Wellness Program never costs any money out of pocket to the employer. We have no application fees. We have no sign-up fees. It does not cost any money out of their pocket. They are going to run payroll. They're going to have 6 weeks of payroll savings, and then we are going to charge in week 6 for our fee on the 15th of the month. So they've already saved 6 weeks worth of tax savings. We're going to take our portion of 4 weeks of those savings, so it's a win-win for the employer-employees with no setup fees and immediate savings. So I wanted to introduce you to this spreadsheet because this would be the last attachment you would see on the email communications between your group and Safe Harbor Health before the effective date. After that, you're really just getting communications to the individual members through our app and portal. I'm going to pause now so I can unmute you all and ask if there are any questions. But as usual, we like to keep these short and sweet so you guys can take advantage of learning this program